Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Players Pool and Snooker Lounge in just outside Stoke-on-Trent. It's the third event of the Supreme Pool Series. It's the Supreme Masters, and 128 players began the weekend. We're now down to just 8. This is the quarterfinals. My name's Michael Day. I'm going to be commentating the match alongside. I'm delighted to have him in the commentary box again. Kapow, Adam Penwell. Are you okay, Adam?
Mike, how you doing? Kapow is in the house, and like you said, we're at the crucial stages, quarterfinals now.
And what a match this is! This is the fans' favourite, isn't it?
What a match! Obviously, I saw Shaun's last match. Played very, very well. His break was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And while seeing that, obviously, I saw some of Mick's match because that was on the table close by. And once again, it's a lot of people would say Mick's favourite, but at this stage of the competition, any of the players left can win. Simple as that.
And they're all in form, aren't they?
They are all playing extremely well. So you're going to be in for a treat here. I will not be making a score prediction for this one. It's not going to happen.
So as you say, we're down to the quarterfinal stage. Obviously, there are three other matches going on. They're going on in the room behind us. If you want to watch any of the other quarterfinal matches, if you head over to the Beard Productions YouTube channel, all the other matches are being streamed. But obviously, this is the arena match table that we're going to be concentrating on this afternoon. I don't think it's going to take too long. This match, there's not going to be too many tactical frames, long drawn-out affairs, I wouldn't think. But
no, if the balls split like they have been in their previous matches, I think this could be a dish fest.
Yeah,
it's obviously made a red off the break, and from what we're looking at, you'd expect him to take these out.
Yeah. So for sure, I mean, obviously Mick is, he come here as a tournament favourite. He's still there. He has had issues, he said, with his neck, but he's got through sort of most of his rounds fairly comfortably. Although Craig Lakin did take him to 8-all in the last game, so I think he managed to step up a gear and come through that 11-8.
He did, yeah. At this stage of the competition, I mean, I had a chat with Mick after his last game, just a little one-to-one chat, and he said his neck's still causing him some grief. He's struggling with it. He's loaded up on the painkillers, but obviously the result of that is he did say he is feeling tired. He's feeling very tired.
He did say that to me. Yeah.
But it's obviously the natural ability he's got. He could be half asleep, and he's still got enough ability to take out a finish, as you are witnessing.
So yeah, as we sort of anticipated, Mick's gone around the clearance sort of serenely, and he's looking good for a 1-0 lead here. Yep, so it looks like the tournament favourite, the 5 times champion of the world, is going to take the opener.
There you go. Under a minute.
Yeah,
First frame anyway. Under a minute.
But if people haven't seen Shaun play when he's in full flow, it's fantastic. I mean, he won the WEPF World Championship a few years ago, and it was some of the most explosive attacking pool I've ever seen. But he was just sensational in like the semis and the final.
I totally agree, Mike. When he's there, I mean, people mention destroy mode, getting in the flow, whatever you want to call it, and when Shaun is in the flow, it's unbelievable to watch.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
So these are the other matchups in the arena next door. We've just seen Mark Farnsworth come off this table. He defeated Tom Cousins 11-8. He's gone straight back on. But he's lost the opener to Craig Marsh. Drew Hughes, I'm not going to say he's the surprise package because he's a very accomplished player, but he's sort of come through the tournament sort of quietly, and he's playing Phil Harrison. He's took the first frame against Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison actually lost his first game, so he's forced onto the loser section. He won 6 consecutive games, and his route to get to this stage now, he's had to beat players like Darren Appleton, Chris Mellon, Ronan McCarthy, Clint Ianson. Last round he knocked out Neil Rayburn. It's a scary way of sort of getting through, but Drew's 1-0 up there, and Max Nosko, obviously from our our region.
From our neck of the woods, he's playing extremely well. And going back to Drew Hughes, you know, every round, Drew Hughes has been, if I can say that properly, Drew Hughes, every round has been a big price.
Yeah.
Every single round.
Yeah.
I've watched him play. I've seen some of his games. He's been on fire. On fire. To win that match against Harrison, he's 3-1.
Really?
That's massive. Yeah. He played Adam Davis in the last round. He was 5-2.
Really?
And hardly anyone got on it. Wow. Kapow got on it because Kapow knows. And I was correct.
And he won quite comfortably in the end, didn't he? I mean, he won with
miles ahead.
Yeah.
Miles ahead.
So as I say, we are on we're on YouTube. We're also live on Facebook as well. So head over to the Beard Productions page on Facebook or the Players Pool event group. We're also on Twitter as well for this event too. So plenty of ways of accessing the action. And
once you're there, guys, give it a share.
Yeah.
Give it a share. Get out there for everybody else. So obviously going back to the match, obviously Shaun Chipperfield has broke. White's gone in off. Obviously Mick ball in hand behind the line.
Yeah.
He's
just
used his first free visit to open the black up, because obviously it's one free visit and then one shot carries.
Yeah.
So like a lot of them will do with that one free visit, obviously the plan is make your finish as easy as possible. If you can't make your finish as easy as possible, then they'll tend to put an opponent's ball safe.
Yeah. But I don't think there's any issues here for Mick. Everything goes. He's just got to mind his work a little bit.
No, what you'll see with the top players a lot of the time, if the balls break well, they will do minimal action on the cue ball.
Yeah.
So they will try and you won't see the white travelling from one end to the other end, from one side to the other side. It's a lot of it will be little stun shots, little tap shots, little roll shots.
And that's what we were saying. We were saying, the top players are quite reluctant to play cannons if they have to. They'd rather get on a ball because they back their abilities to pop maybe a tougher ball down the rail or something else. So they don't necessarily have to get close to the ball. So like you say, they're never really moving the cue ball that much because they're naturally good potters anyway. So anyway, as I've been blabbering on, Mick's very quickly gone into a 2-0 lead and
another minute gone. So we've gone break dish, reverse dish.
Yeah.
So at the moment 2 frames gone, and Shaun Chipperfield has had one break off shot.
Yeah. All he's done is lost the lag and go in off on his break, and he's 2-0 down. So like I say, I mean the channels that we're live on, we do have chat boxes as well. So if you want to ask us any questions or not sure about the rules or anything like that, then just send us a comment in those boxes. We will try our best to keep an eye on them, but obviously we've got quite a few sort of chat boxes, and obviously looking at the results and the table itself, sometimes we do miss questions, so we apologise. We're not deliberately ignoring you if that's the case. Drew Hughes is now 2-0 up on Phil Harrison, so
there we go. So a lot of people will be surprised. I'm not surprised.
No, well, especially at this this stage, and obviously Drew's been flying, so.
Third frame, Mick to break, leading 2 frames to 0. Time running. Time out. Time running.
Okay, so Mick's break, and he's made balls off the break, so.
Sorry, mate, I didn't see that one. Sorry, mate.
So he's spotted a ball for the break, and looks as if he's going to go for yellows. There is a troublesome yellow that's next to the red over the centre middle pocket. The right centre pocket.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulty. Kapow pressed the wrong button.
So even though he's got a yellow halo tucked up to the red, he's got a few options. Yeah, so you see Mick's just... he's having a look to see where he wants to put the cue ball so he can pop the yellow into the right middle and obviously bring his other yellow out. So the yellow should come out into the centre of the table, and obviously he's got the other yellow at the bottom of the table that he should be on.
Yeah, he's going to have to hit this medium pace, not a soft one. There we go.
Yeah, it's kind of...
That was his
yeah,
luck.
didn't work out to plan, did it?
Not nice. I can't see if he can get through to the yellow on the bottom right, but obviously even if he can get through to that, to pot it, the obviously yellow at the top right is covered by the red.
Yeah.
So it's we've seen some Mick Hill specials, so let's see what he's going to come up with here. If he can pop this in the bottom right, he'll play this, I reckon, off the bottom rail, off the left side rail, go off 2 cushions and try and get behind that yellow. There you go, that's what he's played, look, to get in behind it.
He's trying to do a bit too much there.
So there you go. Now, if he'd have made that pot, he'd have been absolutely plumb.
Yeah.
Positional wise,
yeah,
because
exactly
where he wanted to be.
Yeah, it was...
tough pot though, tough pot.
So we're actually going to see the first open action from Shaun here. Now, if you've not seen Shaun before, he can be a real rapid player, so very entertaining to watch. I wonder if he's got an angle on the red to dribble down and
as long as he's not dead straight. And obviously looking back at that red that Shaun's just played now, if there's a chance of a finish, Shaun will go for it. And that's exactly what he's doing here.
Yeah.
Because Shaun could have played the left red.
Mm-hmm.
He could have then played a safety shot.
Yeah.
The
I think
yellow
he's
would have
just
been
tucking
covered
him
by
up
the
here,
red.
isn't he? I think he's just trying to get the trying to extract a foul from it, or not necessarily even a foul, because now he's opened them 2 up. So.
But he was definitely looking at the finish there.
Yeah.
If he'd have had a nicer angle on that red to the middle.
Oh yeah, that's always his preferred. Yeah, his preferred.
That's how he likes to play. If there's a chance of a finish, he's attacking.
Yeah, that's his preferred route. So Max has actually gone 3-0 up on Jack. So Max is continuing to on his quest to the title. Oh, it's a good...
Oh, I tell you what.
Oh, that's a great hit. That's terrific.
He's had a result there.
Just to hit it from there was... you had to put a lot of side on and jack it up.
So just to jump in on a few Facebook comments, guys. Obviously, there's some comments regarding the triangle, i.e. the shark rack, and what's the benefit of it in terms of moving balls and marking balls. The whole purpose of the shark rack is the fact that every single break, the balls are consistently touching each other. So the purpose of that is whichever table you're playing on, the shark rack is always in the same position. That long white line you can see by the black spot ensures that your opponent can see that the balls are set up straight. They haven't been pushed forwards, they haven't been tilted, all the balls are touching. So whichever table you're playing on, in theory, you are breaking the balls in exactly the same position every single time. We're not saying it's going to work out the same way every time, because it's all down to an element of luck as well. But that is the purpose of the shark rack.
Wow, Shaun was kind of forced into that shot. Unfortunately for him, he didn't make it, and now Mick's got a chance to possibly go 3-0 up. Surprising miss from Mick, but there was a little bit of distance involved, but you would have expected Mick to have got that.
So yeah, Shaun's been a little bit unlucky there. Once again, opportunity to attack. He's gone full-blooded into it.
Yeah.
and he could have landed nicer.
Yeah, he is unlucky the way that's ended up. That's not kind of deserved better there, didn't he? Didn't. That's nice shot. And looks like he's going to go double.
Made it. Great shot.
Yeah, nice
Great
shot. That's a nice finish there from Shaun, and something that he probably needed. Didn't want to fall behind 3-0 to Mick Hill. So we'll just quickly have a look at the scores elsewhere in the arena. Mark Farnsworth is now 1-1 with Craig Marsh. Drew Hughes is 2-1 up on Phil Harrison. So Phil Harrison's got on the board, and Max Nosgo just keeps on going. He's 4-0 up on Jack Whelan.
He's flying.
So we have a look at that. That's a terrific shot there from Shaun, and he was a little bit unlucky that he didn't land up more favourably on either one of the reds, but he took out 2 fantastic doubles and then converted the black as well, and he's finally got the board.
And that's the thing with these top players, they're so good in that situation. Shaun's backed himself.
Yeah.
He's backed himself. He's going, I'm getting this double, I'm getting this double, I'm tapping the black in, and I'm taking me first frame.
Yeah, he's...
not even an element of doubt.
No, he's...
See if there's a slight adjustment this time. So obviously last time Shaun put the white in off.
Yeah, he went in off and he went into the top right hand pocket.
Smash.
Yeah, went the other way. He's hit them really well. Is he going to fight? That's unlucky, isn't it, when you hit them that well?
Very unlucky. The reds caught the jaw in the middle. The yellows caught the jaw to the top right. Ultimately, dry break. Shaun just having a little boost.
So obviously Mick would like to take reds, but because, I mean, potting a yellow is not going to be that easy, but if he could pot a yellow, he'd love to, because all the yellows sort of go somewhere. So
yeah, he's got the potential of the free ball plant on the yellows at the top, yellow nearest the white, into the 2 yellows in front of it, and obviously the yellow near the top right is pretty close to that bag.
Yeah.
So you'd fancy him to make that if that's the option he chooses. There you see from that camera angle, it looked to us first that yellow was almost directly in front of the white, the nearest one, but obviously there's a bit more angle than what we thought there was.
A bit more to play with.
Not an easy shot.
No.
Time running. Seconds.
So there we go. He doesn't fancy the yellow free ball plant.
Yeah, he's gone for the long one. Yeah, nice shot that was, wasn't it? And he's got right back up into the business end of the table, so that's a beautiful shot from Mick.
Exactly where he wants to be. Just makes the game look so easy, doesn't he? Really does.
He's just played the plan to try and break everything up, and it's not worked out too bad. So Max Nosko break condition, he's 5-0 up on Jack Whelan. He's really doing a clinic today.
Nosko is on fire.
Tried to get onto his tricky ready. Would have liked a little bit more pace on that. I wonder if he's still going to take it or not.
Yeah, another 3 or 4 inches, and he's
Yeah,
perfect.
he's perfect
Yeah,
there,
look
yeah.
at this angle. That's
Yeah, it's a bit wider than what he would have liked.
But once again, he's backing himself.
And
Straight in.
and he should.
Not even. Ooh. Can he get through to that yellow?
I don't think he can hit either. I think that's his reaction there. Just needed an extra roll on that red, and he would have been perfect.
If he's only got to swerve half ball around that red, he'll fancy himself to make this. I don't know if we can get a different angle on that shot. We shall try.
Yeah, it's a bit
That's
too
close.
much, isn't it? I think. Yeah, that's why I think he's gone for this one here.
So he's going to dig down.
Oh, he's feathered the cue ball.
He's feathered the white.
That's interesting because the very first shot he played on the stream on Friday, his very first shot, I believe, was he feathered the cue ball.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't see that.
That's the second time he's done that this.
I wasn't expecting that yet. He had a shot in his previous match which was very similar to that. A lot more distance, but he played it perfectly. So I fancied him for that. I wonder if that was because he was just sat on the table half. He was stretching a bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, who knows? His neck might have played a part in that. His injury to his neck.
So as you'll see, there'll be no wasting time here.
No,
He'll fly through these.
Not with Chippy. Just got to be careful that he comes down there, I think. Yep, managed to avoid the black. There's no dramas on the black there, and Shaun fully capitalises on Mick's error. Where am I? Am I right in thinking you were in the event, Adam? Did you manage to?
Yes, I managed. Literally, only got into the event last minute. To be honest with you.
Oh, were you one of the right? Okay.
Tuesday or Wednesday, I managed to get a spot in the event and played. Had a lovely draw of playing Ronan McCarthy first round, which was I played really well. To be fair, I went 2-0 up. Should have been 4-0, which was 2-2. Went 5-4 up. And then just a few errors. I've done a miscue like Mick's just done, feathered the white.
Oh no.
Ronan's then break dished, reverse dished.
Oh.
I've then missed a simple ball. Suddenly he's 8-9-5 up, and there's no comeback then.
No,
so,
no.
But no, it's and then second round match. Let's not discuss that one.
Okay.
That was very
we
poor.
won't go there.
But it's been a great weekend. It's been good to be a part of it all and
Brilliant.
mix it with the players, and managed to show that I can put a couple of balls That's probably about it, really. But no, very enjoyable. Obviously, black ball rules, which is my preference.
Yeah, it's nice to be involved in the tournament with so many great players as well, isn't it? Just to be involved. So elsewhere, Craig Marsh is now 3-1 up on Mark Farnsworth. Drew Hughes is 2-all with Phil Harrison now.
Frame 5, Mick to break. 2 frames off. Time running.
Nice break from Mick there. He's made a couple of balls and Reds don't look too bad here.
Yeah, a few interesting comments coming through. Quite a few fancying Chippy to win this one. And yeah, why wouldn't you? He's got the game for it. Yeah, he's played that nicely.
Just wondering whether he's going to play the plant on those 2 Reds eventually, or whether you think he's going to just come in behind or even sort of nudge into one of them. Or
yeah, it's interesting. Like, obviously, same again from this angle, I can't see if the plant, if that passes the other red that's nearest the pocket.
Yeah.
Looks close.
10 seconds.
Just on that shot, he's tried to get onto one of those Reds into the other pocket, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, the way he's played it with obviously a lot of bottom right. He's played that to swing round off of the 2 cushions to play red top left. Looks wide.
Yeah,
It did look a bit wide. It did look a bit wide. Still got control though, because obviously that yellow near the top right goes.
He
doesn't go anywhere really at the moment.
We've already seen what a good shot maker Shaun is, so I just wonder if he's contemplating going for a double sort of straight away here. I don't think he's got much else on really.
Yeah, you could see him going all in here. Obviously, if he went for the double in the middle, he's gonna bridge over the top.
Yeah.
This is tough.
Yeah,
how easy he's made that look.
Shot, yeah.
Great shot. What's the shot that is?
I think Shaun comes from a snooker background as well. I think he's played snooker. I think he's a very accomplished snooker player as well. Obviously, we know that he's won a world title at English 8-ball as well. So a very talented QS, full stop, really.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Lion Kid, that's a great comment. So Lion Kid says, fast players lose frames they should win, and win frames they should lose.
Yeah.
Fair comment.
Yeah.
Fair comment.
So I just wonder whether he's done that deliberately to leave himself an angle to crash into his yellow in the top.
I think that's what he's played, but I think he's left a little bit more angle than he wanted to.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah,
just
just
having a
replay
look at that there. He's lovely cue, no deviation whatsoever.
Great shot. Oh, Paul on cameras is right on form today. He obviously stayed off the sauce last night, didn't he? Well done, Paul.
10 seconds.
Eyeball Paul. Here we go.
He's a little bit unlucky there. I think it seemed that he's tried to actually go into the yellow instead of potting the red, because it would have still given him a problem even if he potted the red in the skill shot.
There's still attack.
Oh, that's a terrific shot.
He's going to need another terrific shot now, mind.
He's still got issues here though.
He's going to struggle to get enough reaction if he plays the yellow to the top right
to
get back down for the obviously yellow near the black. So I reckon wouldn't surprise me if he pulled out another double. Nope, he's going to go this way.
Wow,
let's
he's
see the
gonna
reaction.
have to go some here.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was always perhaps asking for a bit too much there, but
I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised based on those balls that he doubled in the previous frames.
yeah,
I was surprised he didn't
back himself
on the double to the bottom left.
Yeah.
And then he'd have had an easier shot. Still not an easy shot, but an easier shot on that top yellow. Could have drawn the cue ball back a few inches and he'd have been on the black in the bottom left.
Yeah, I agree.
And it could be relevant to the comment that was made a minute ago, playing so fast, as he just made his mind up straight away without even considering the double. Adam Kirk, I had a feeling that comment was going to come along from you.
So what Mick's going to do is he's going to open the gate up for the other red above the yellow. And there it is. That's a nice shot there from Mick. Just got to make sure he stays on the right hand side of the table so he can pop the red into the bottom right hand pocket.
So another centimetre there and he'd have been in the jaws.
Yeah, he would
have been in an absolute world of trouble.
Wow, he's
gone with the firm option.
Yeah, he obviously felt he couldn't hold it. So he's.
Can he get through to that? We're going to find out.
Well, again, he's.
Nope. Playing safe.
Another unforced error from Mick there.
And he hasn't played that either. That's not what he played. He played to have that white right behind the red. He's caught the red too thin there.
That's a lovely shot there from Chippy.
I was just going to say then, could we possibly see Chippy play his first safety shot of the match? And as soon as he got down on it, the answer was no. All out attack. Wants to punish Mick for his mistakes.
Fantastic shot. Yeah, that's I think that's the way you can hurt Mick, is obviously by capitalising on the few mistakes that he does make. So I think Shaun's just quickly nipped out for a comfort break. So we'll pick it up when he returns.
He's pulled out some big shots there. At some crucial times, he's pulled out some very, very big shots and made them look easy, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That ball that he was bridging over the top, he's cued that like it's a tap-in.
Yeah.
Here we go then. Update on the scores. Craig Marsh leads Mark Farnsworth 4-2. Drew Hughes, after starting with an early lead, now trails Phil Harrison 3-2. And Nozco, thank you. Nozco has managed to let a frame slip, so he only leads 6-1. Whilst we're on this comfort break, if you've got any questions for Mike or myself, Kapow, then fire them off. And we try and answer them to the best of our ability.
Shaun Chipperfield. Leading 3 frames to 2.
Okay, so Shaun's return back into the arena. It's his break, so he's won the last 3 frames. So 3-2 ups will be feeling a lot more comfortable. Yeah, he's crunched them.
He has absolutely smashed them.
No justice is there when you hit him that sweetly. So can Mick get back on track?
And once again, that's the luck of the break. You know, he's absolutely piled into them. Absolutely great break, but hasn't made a ball.
I'm not sure it was his plan to get into that red, but it's okay. He got a double kiss of it.
Yeah, he's come out right.
Push the cue ball back out.
You could see him queuing up to it, extreme bottom right-hand side on the white ball. So he did play to miss the red, but he's still okay.
Yeah, he's fine, I think. The way he's played that, I think he was trying to get on the yellow at the bottom end of the table and trying to pot it into the bottom right. Because I was about to say, I'm not sure if he can get the potting angle to pot it on the... He's looking now. But I think you'd have to be pretty precise where you put the cue ball.
Yeah, he certainly played to be 4 or 5 inches further forward than that.
Yeah. There is someone in the YouTube chat whose name's the real number 1.
Okay.
I can confirm that the real number 1 is actually in the arena, so I don't think the real number 1 on the YouTube channel is the genuine article. And there is only one George Turney, so...
Well, if I could see the real number 1 from here, then I'd be able to tell you, because if he's tapping away on his phone, then it could be the real number 1, who knows? I don't know if he's in the arena. He's definitely here at the venue.
So anyway, in the meantime, Mick has negotiated that slightly trickier yellow. That's another miss from Mick. Another surprising miss there. A few concerning signs there for Mick. I mean, you wouldn't usually expect you wouldn't see him usually miss balls like that, but there's been a couple of shots in the match so far that are a bit sort of concerning for.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. And you know, like I said, in his previous match with Craig, you know, he raced off to I think it was a 4-0 lead or a 5-1 lead, and Craig Lakin played a great game, come back at him, and yeah, it really was game on. It could have gone 9-all that game, and so obviously he got away with it there. And obviously, you know, Mick will be sat in his chair now thinking, I don't think he's going to tuck me up here. He's going on the attack, and would have liked a little bit more angle on this top red, but so like you see, he could have tucked him up there and put him in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, he wants to go for the finish where he can. Really.
So he's going to go red to left centre.
I mean, I don't expect him to miss it, but he's jacking up a little bit. Ooh.
There you go.
Put it into the wide part of the pocket, but no problems.
He's happy.
So what's he going to do with the black here then, Adam? Do you think he's going to play a double or just try and get behind it, or...?
Let's have a look.
I think if he got right behind it, he could play it into the middle, which is what he's looking at now.
Yeah, his plan here, he's gonna come, obviously, red left centre, roll it through, leave a little angle on the red to the bottom left, and then probably come off the...
That's not
a bit more than he wanted, I would suggest.
Would have been like to be a little bit closer to his work there.
Yeah, if he plays this plain ball, obviously the white's going to drift towards the yellow. I'm not saying it's going to pop the yellow, but it's going to go over that way. And if he plays it too hard, he's played hard, so he's stunned it. So what he's played there, he's played to stun that and actually come off the side cushion just to knock the black out.
Yeah, he always had the double, I guess, as a safety net, so he
hasn't missed a double yet. And he still has not missed a double. There we go, great shot. Great shot.
Put it into the wide part of the pocket, but...
he's putting on a show for you fans, that's what he's doing. He left the double deliberately, he knows what he's doing.
Well, that's sort of evidence of how, you know, what a great shot maker he can be, Shaun, so...
Yeah, once again you can see, you know, when he left too much angle, he, you know, straight away chose to change the shot, stand off the side cushion to develop the black. That didn't happen. So we saw, you know, one little grimace on his face, but he didn't dwell on it. He got down straight away. Yeah. I'm backing myself. I'm going to pop the double, and he smashed it. Yeah. He's
sort of like, if something does go wrong, he sort of like shrugs it off and then immediately, you know, gets back to business. So we'll have a quick look at the scores elsewhere in the arena. The other 3 quarter-finals going on next door. Craig Marsh has maintained the advantage over Mark Farnsworth. He leads 4-3. Phil Harrison's now taking the lead over Drew Hughes, so Phil Harrison's 4-2 up. And wow, look at the bottom scoreline. Max Nosco 7-1 up on Jack Whelan. What a performance Max Nosco's putting in this weekend. Like I say, if you want to watch any of those matches, if you head over to the Beard Productions YouTube channel, we're streaming all 4 tables.
Yeah, and there's commentary on there'll be commentary on the Max Nosco game. No commentary on the other 2, but obviously still available to watch the streams. So 4-2 down. Mick to give him a whack. That's dry.
Yeah,
it's dry.
Just having a look to see if that red will go into the middle without having to dislodge it anyway.
I can't quite see how far off that cushion is.
Oh, that's gone wrong. Well, he was trying a little bit too much there. He was trying to make an angle by potting the red off the yellow, which in turn helped him try and develop the other red, and in the end he didn't get either. And in fact, he might have passed up the opportunity to make.
Yeah, sometimes that's what you get when you do play as fast and you can rattle frames off quickly. Sometimes you do force the issue a little bit.
Yeah, I think the shot possibly was on, but he just didn't obviously execute it. So, I mean, he was trying to do a couple of things, but I'd expect him more often than not to perhaps get it. So the reds that Shaun wanted to play, Mick is now, so I guess Mick will have the same problem with this red over the right middle, whether or not he can just get in behind it and slot it in, or whether he has to actually move it. Just going for the deft touch, and that's a great shot. And again, that's what we were saying before. He hasn't gone to smash it. He's just his placement, isn't it? And all it needed was a little tickle off the cushion.
Wants to run into the yellows there, not the black. There we go.
Yeah, that's all right. So Mick's looking good here to stop the rot, as it were. And
yeah, that's frame.
Off his deficit.
That's frame done. Two ways he can go here, but I'm expecting him to go obviously red right centre, red bottom left, tap that one in. A little bit of angle on the other one, red to the bottom right, black in the middle.
Yeah,
perfect.
That's no problem.
There we go.
Well, he potted that black wide. But it's there nonetheless, and Mick stops Shaun's run of 4 frames and reduces his deficit to 4-3.
Interesting comment. Someone's asking how much Shaun went for in the Calcutta.
I'm not sure. We were talking about this in the previous game. I think he actually went fairly cheaply.
I think he did go cheap. I can't remember.
He's certainly a bargain now, regardless, isn't he?
I want to say somewhere around the £1,000 mark, 1,200 maybe.
No, I think he went less than that. I'll try and find out. Everybody see how much he went for.
If anybody knows, and you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook, if you know how much he went for, then give us a comment on that one, because obviously Miss Q is wondering how much he went for, and we haven't got the exact answer for you. So if anyone knows, then just pop it on there, because anywhere around that sort of money, obviously great value. So Nosco now leads 8-1, Harrison 5-2.
Yeah.
And Craig Marsh leads Farnsworth 4-3.
8th frame, Shaun to break, leading 4 frames to 3. Time running.
So back to the action. Shaun's break, and he's managed to find a red off the split. Just looking at just working out his route. So Shaun is naturally sort of like a quick player, but he will work things out before he sort of commits himself.
10 seconds. Extension called.
Oh, thanks to Jamie and David for telling us that Shaun actually did go for 1250, so £1,250. Shaun went in the Calcutta.
Yeah, I said I thought it was about 1,200, didn't I?
Oh, it's just gone wide, that one there. Just looking in the someone's left a comment in one of the chat boxes saying that Max went for 600 in the Calcutta.
Yeah, 650 he was actually, not Max Nosco, 650.
That's looking a bargain there, wasn't it?
He was, yeah. The last 2 events he's been in the Kapow stable. Sod's Law this time I missed out on him. Someone else has bagged him, and he's doing the business. So typical. But no, good. I'm pleased for Max. Good friend of mine. Is that 9-1 now? 9-1.
Yeah, Maxwell's gone 9-1 up. Oh, he's gone straight in off there. Yeah.
He's in off. That's an error.
Yeah.
That's an unforced error.
Somebody asking how the Calcutta works. So basically, it's a player auction. So people will bid for players, and then at the end of the end of auction, obviously put all the money together, and then like the winners, runners up, semi-finalists, quarter-finalists, all will win a percentage of that pot.
And it's a big pot to win as well. If you've
it's about 70 grand, I think, this time.
Well, yeah, that's the prize fund. But obviously, if you've got the winner in the Calcutta at this event, you're looking at somewhere in the region of between 20 and 23,000.
Yeah.
If you've got the winner, you're looking at about, I think it was about 13,000-ish runner-up. If your player makes like quarterfinals, was between 4,000 and 4,500.
Yeah, it's a nice payout, isn't it?
And if you had the best non-elite, so that was a player who was in a group, if you had best non-elite, then that was also between 4,000 and 4,500. And due to Max Nosko's not such great form in the last two events, in this event he is a non-elite. So if he goes far, you're looking at your percentage for best non-elite plus your percentage of wherever he got to. So double money. And Kapow hasn't got in this time, so I'm gutted.
Gutted.
Absolutely gutted. I missed out on him. Gutted.
So Mick Hill's gone about his business here, and he's looking like levelling the match up.
There's the real number one, just behind Shaun Chipperfield. How are we doing, fans? It's the real number one. There he is. So yeah, mentioning the real number one, he's been lucky enough to share a room with me this week since Thursday evening. Yeah, the guy can snore. There he is. The man. Obviously, big game he's got coming up with Lee Washbrook.
What, has he got a money match?
I've heard there's a money match.
The whole world's heard about that.
Not sure what date it is. He's telling us he's going to activate destroy mode. We shall see.
So just looking about the arena again, Craig Marsh is now 6-3 up. Shaun Chipperfield, obviously the game we're watching now, it's 4-all. Phil Harrison 5-2 up on Drew Hughes. I think Drew led initially, but Phil's done his thing and come back. He's 5-2 up. And look at Max Nosko. He's really working his match with Jack Whelan. He's 9-1 up over on table number 11. The Calcutta is when they do the auction of the Calcutta, you have to be part of the players pool events page on Facebook. So Christopher's asked that in the Beard Productions chat room. So if you're not like a follower or subscriber of the players pool events page on Facebook, go over to players pool events, and we'll accept you onto the page. Yeah, so it's actually the players pool events group, not the page. There is a page, but that's slightly different. Steve Quinn asking how much Mick Hill went for in the Calcutta. Was it £7,000, Adam? I think it was.
Yeah, it was right about the £7,000 mark Mick Hill went for in the Calcutta. In the previous one, he went for
10 grand,
10,600 in the previous event. So this one, 7,000. If you wanted to bet on Mick Hill outright, he was free. Was he 2-1 or 3? I think he was 3-1 before the event started.
Yeah. God, look at Max Nosko. He's now on the hill. He's 10-1 up on Jack Whelan. So it looks as if Mac's going to be the first player through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, 10-1 against Jack Whelan. So
Yeah,
Jack Whelan, he's once again another player, played really, really well.
Yeah, it's not as if he's playing a nobody, is he? He's playing
Jack Whelan's a great player.
Former world champion. That's a nice shot from Mick there. Played it with the running side to get down far enough so he can access this yellow on the bottom cushion.
So, Steve Quinn, the winner of the event itself, not the Calcutta, the winner of this event will receive £13,000.
So this is nicely done by Mick. Had to play a few precise and accurate shots, but there's no problem. And he retakes the lead. First time he's retaken the lead since being 4-2 up.
Well, there he is again, the real number one. He's gone to stand next to the trophy this time.
Yeah, that's as close as he'll get.
That is as close as he's ever going to get to it. Maybe he's probably going to ask. He's asking that bloke if he can take a picture now. He said, "Excuse me, could you take a picture of me, please? Because I'm the real number one. You probably know who I am anyway. Take a picture of me with this trophy, because I'm going to win the next one."
Yeah, we've got to keep an eye on the trophy, make sure it doesn't disappear.
Oh, he's gone for a walk. Someone's just told him that the burgers are half price, so he's off to the bar.
I think somebody wanted his autograph, actually.
I've got to give him some stick. He's been snoring all week doing my head in, so he is getting some stick. Georgie Porgy.
I think in the YouTube chat box, I think the fake real number one has been removed now. So.
Oh, is he really?
That wasn't me. Fake real number one, by the way.
Oh, we haven't got actions to do that, but it was obviously a fan.
So it's going to be Shaun's break in frame 10.
10th frame. Shaun's break. 5 frames to 4. Time running.
That's a powerful break, and from Shaun's perspective, he had Mick a little bit on the back foot after winning 4 frames in a row, but Mick has reasserted himself. You want to try and put a stop to that and level the game at 5-all here.
See, this is interesting. He's going to struggle to mark the black ball here, because obviously to mark that ball, the ball marker is going to have to actually go on the shark rack.
Yeah.
He's managed it. Just.
Yep.
Well done, referee. He's earned his pennies there. Thought they'd have got him a decent pair of gloves, though, wouldn't you?
Well, that's been a talking point this weekend for sure. If people are sort of tuning in for the first time, the reason why they're using those sort of gloves is I think the referees find it a little bit easier to remove the shark rack. I still think that red, I still think it's accessible into the middle, left-hand middle, but
yeah, it looks like it goes into the
it could have been easy. He's got a player, half decent shot to get down on the table. Just make sure he's in good position. The yellow at the top, the red at the top of the table. Again, he's going to have to be a little bit careful getting the cue ball out from that shot, because there's a yellow next to it.
Well, ideally, that's the ball he wants to play on now. So obviously he wants to take this red to the top left, stun across,
I think he then wants to leave to clean it. I think there's something on it.
Yeah, he wants to leave an angle on that red that the referee's cleaning now, so that he can literally come back out, avoid the yellow. But once again, he needs to land high. He doesn't want to land... Well, he could land low because he could slide round off of 1 or 2 cushions, but if he lands high, he can just then stun down for the red to the left centre. Oh, where's he going? Where's he going? Oh dear.
Oh, that's a really bad error, isn't it?
That's
a real bad error of judgment. Just very quickly, just answering a few things in the chat box. Hello, Connor. Connor's asking what the prize money is from this point forward. The losers of this round, Connor, will get £1,000. The semi-finalists are on £2,000. Runner-up of the event gets £5,000, and the champion this evening banks £13,000. There is also a additional £250 prize for the highest non-elite player from the actual tournament pot. But something we've discussed is the Calcutta is obviously, I've got to mention that as well. But not all players will have either brought themselves or invested in themselves, so it's hard to tell who's playing for what throughout the tournament. Chris asked about what's wrong with the old triangles. Obviously, in relation to the Supreme rack, obviously the Supreme rack's been brought in, it's been endorsed by the Supreme Series. It's the idea is it gets the balls touching together at the break, and obviously, as we know, players are more likely to get a really good split of the balls if they're all touching. So that's what the Supreme rack is about. So Mick's worked out the yellow that was in between the red and the black. It went into the middle. We just need to get onto it. That's right for a second. I think he might have pinged it a bit more than what he wanted to, but his back's going to be no problem. And from a position about 15 minutes ago where there's a few concerns for like Mick Hill backers, he's won the last 4 and he's back to 2 in front at 6-4.
Yeah, there's been the like we said earlier about Shaun playing fast, and when he gets in the flow, he obviously took 4 in a row and he was in the flow. Poet, and I didn't know it. And then obviously he's had a couple of wild ones. Obviously the one we've seen there, which was interesting because obviously he's asked for the red to be cleaned at the top of the table. Yeah. But then he suddenly changed his mind and he's played on a totally different red. Yeah. So I don't think he was convinced with what he was going for. But there we go. We'll see how it pans out. Max Nosko won his game. He won 11-1.
Yeah, that's a sensational scoreline, really. And Max is our first semi-finalist in 2018 Supreme Masters.
I can tell you now because I've got him in a sneaky little treble.
He was 2-1, wasn't he? I think
Nosko was 2-1 to win that game.
Yeah, with the on-site bookie.
Wow.
Saying that there was a lot of interest when the quarterfinal prices come up. I should imagine, no disrespect to Max, I mean, possibly people might have gone the other way because there were a few sort of like odds-on play, a few sort of comfortable odds-on players. Maybe people might have thought there was a bit of value to go on the outsiders. So currently at the minute, Max has gone through. He's one of the outsiders. What was the Farnsworth was the favourite, wasn't he, against Marsh?
They were close. Could have been. Farnsworth was 8-13, so he was favourite.
I know Mick was 2-7 against Chippy. And what price was Phil? Was Phil 1 to 4 or?
So Phil was 1-5. And Chippy was
5-2.
5-2,
Yeah.
which is big.
That's a nice shot there from Mick. So immediately that's what you see with the top players. If they have a problem, they will try and solve that problem as soon as they can in the frame, whilst they've got balls to do so. Chris Mahoney asking about is Lakin in the draw. Craig Lakin got eliminated the previous round, Chris, so he had a really good tournament. They got to the last 16, qualified for the knockout section. But he actually lost to Mick 11-8. He was 8-0, but Mick won the last 3 frames.
Yeah, and he played a great match there. Craig was, like I said, I think he was 4-0 down. I think he was 5-1 down. Made a great comeback, and
yeah, Mick was ahead.
You know, and I had a quick word with Craig after the game as well. And considering he was so far behind at the start of the match, he felt he still had enough in him to win that match, and he certainly ran Mick close.
Mick actually put his hand up in apology to Shaun after the last shot, because I don't know if he had a bad contact or it was just a bad shot, but he was very close to actually snookering himself on all the reds. Yeah, just a bit side to throw it back out.
There we go, and failing a disaster, he looks like he's going to go 3 ahead. Not gone quite as far as he wanted, but not a problem for these boys.
Yep, so Mick Hill safely puts away the black. And that's 5 in a row for the 5 times world champion.
So yeah, look at them both there. Like obviously, Mick's looking happy with himself, having a look around the arena. Shaun's looking a little bit disappointed in himself, which is.
He's just put his foot down on the accelerator, hasn't he, Mick? Like I say, at 4-2, there was a few sort of worrying misses and a few signs that perhaps he wasn't happy or wasn't comfortable. But he's won 5 on the spin, and he's won them pretty much with minimal effort. So.
Yeah, there was those 2 wild shots, wasn't it? Those 2 wild shots which didn't work out, and the game is the momentum's definitely with Mick now.
So we have a look there at the 3 other games. We've already said that Max Nosgood had a fantastic 11-1 win over Jack Whelan in one of our outside tables. Craig Marsh is 6-5 up on Mark Farnsworth. That was always going to be a close encounter. And I think Drew Hughes was 2-0 up on Phil Harrison, or won the opening frame, something like that. But Phil Harrison's turned things around. He's now got a comfortable 7-3 lead. I mean, we were talking about Phil Harrison's route to get to this stage. I mean, he lost his opening round match against Darryl Whitworth. Since then, he's had to win 6 matches on the loser's side. He's had to beat, I think it was Neil Rayburn this morning. And in that loser's side section, he's had to play Ronan McCarthy, Chris Mellin, Darren Appleton, Clint Ianson.
Oh dear.
It's an incredible, wow. Things are starting to really go wrong for him.
So obviously what's happened there is Shaun has he's got a big break anyway, but you can see the way he cued that break. I don't know if you get a quick replay of it, but he absolutely,
of aggression, do you think?
He smashed it. There was a lot of frustration there. He's put a lot more into that than he normally would. So he's probably hit that front ball slightly off to the left, which he normally wouldn't do. Obviously the white has then jumped straight into the middle pocket. And at this level of these players, they don't class that as unlucky, they class that as an error.
Yeah.
You know, if it gets kicked in off another ball, you're unlucky. But if you break and you fire that white straight in off, then yeah, that's an error.
Yeah, and these reds are easy pickings, really.
Oh yeah, if you fancy him to run these out, 10 out of 10 times, to be fair, wouldn't you? You know, unless he gets a kick or a miscue or he feathers the white. These are gone. Oh, someone's dropped a glass.
Don't worry, that wasn't in the commentary box.
It wasn't the commentary box. We've got no glasses here. We're on the water. Someone's mentioned, from what I hear, the grey cloth will be in the final event. The plan was for the grey cloth to actually be here in this event, but unfortunately that's not happened. It's still not quite ready. Lee is hoping that it will be ready for the next event, for event 4. And certainly, if it's not ready for event 4, then yeah, you'd expect to see it in the grand final.
Yeah, Lee and the team did have ambitions of a different cloth that was specially designed for the series. Unfortunately, it's been out of their hands. There's been a few sort of technical difficulties and a few things like that that'll all sort of become apparent. But that's the ambition about obviously sort of creating a unique image for the series.
Yeah, interesting comment there, Mike. Let me know what you think on this one. So, Mark Lee says he thinks Shaun's comfort break was a bad idea. Your thoughts on that?
I'm not sure. When he went for a comfort break, was that a 4-2?
So, what score was he when he went for a quick comfort break? I can't remember, but he was playing well, and he was comfortable, wasn't he?
Could well be the case, because it has sort of turned around. I mean, that's Mick's sixth aim in a row. So perhaps Shaun is, he's a fluent player. Maybe he should have just carried on. I don't know. Maybe that's something we need to ask Shaun at the end of the match, perhaps.
And one thing you very rarely see with Mick Hill, and obviously I've seen a lot of his games, and I haven't witnessed it yet, but I don't think I've ever seen Mick Hill go for a comfort break. He just ploughs on.
Can't say I've noticed either way, to be fair. I'll have to keep an eye on that now.
Arena must be filling up a little bit more, because it's sounding a little bit noisier. I'll stand up for you. If there's any faces I spot, then I'll let you know. Adam Davis is watching the game. Obviously lost out to Drew Hughes earlier on. So the action will be straight back on in just a second. Just got someone cleaning up the broken glass, just making a little bit of noise. Lewis Calcutt's just walked in. He's now watching the game. Ben Rowland's just walked in. See Josh Kane in the background. Plenty of interest. Lots of people watching this game. And obviously the other games in the main arena, it's jam-packed in, isn't it? A lot of interest on these games. Interest because people want to see who's going to win. Just watch the pool, and obviously you've got a lot of interest because people have had a lot of bets. Off we go.
So Mick to break wants to continue his sequence. Did you answer Adam's question about Max and the Calcutta?
No, I've just clocked it now.
I know Max has got some interest in himself, hasn't he? Hasn't he brought half?
No, unfortunately not. So at the moment, obviously Max is now into the semi-finals. So he's currently looking Calcutta-wise in the semis around about the.
Has he brought half of himself? Because somebody told me earlier that he had done.
I can't confirm for 100%. Someone told me he did. Someone told me he didn't. So
because I've also heard that it was Galloway brought him. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Yeah, it was Gallo bought him for $650. So
okay.
I'm not sure. I can't confirm if Max did.
We'll try and find out.
Obviously, hopefully Max will certainly be hoping that he bought some of himself, because obviously for the
for
the semi-final, Max is now into the semi-final, so Calcutta-wise, he is going to be looking to win his buyer, which is Gallo. If he was to not go any further,
10 seconds.
I'll try and have a look for you. What was the semis? 10%, wasn't it? 10% in the semis?
Yeah, that
It was
sounds
35, 20, 10 in the semis, 5% quarters, I think. So if it is 10, then currently, if Max didn't go any further, you'd be looking at around about the £7,000 mark. And obviously, if Drew Hughes was unsuccessful against Phil Harrison in his current quarterfinal, obviously Max Nosko would also be best non-elite. So that would be another 7,000.
Yeah.
So it's at the moment, Mr. Gallo is probably a happy man, I would think. 6,600 of semis, says Jamie Brooks. Cheers, Jamie. So yeah, 6,600 if he were to not go any further. And if Drew doesn't progress, like I said, obviously double that. That's 13,200. And Kapow had him in the last two events. And when he went on this event, I was on the Calcutta, I was on the auction, lost connection. By the time I got back on, he was sold, which is typical.
10 seconds.
So someone on Facebook has put Kev Moyles got Nosko, Mr. Calcutta himself. Unfortunately, Mark, you are incorrect. Kevin Moyles who is Mr. Calcutta. He's a legend. That's why they pay him the big money. But I was out with Mr. Moyles last night, so I can confirm from the horse's mouth that he does not have any action whatsoever on Max Nosko. I think he was trying to get half, and something didn't quite go to plan, and that didn't happen. So Max Nosko is owned by Gallo. Whether Max has any of himself, I'll certainly find out for you later on when I get a chance, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, nice shot there from Shaun. Just got to be a little bit careful that he gets past the yellows here and doesn't snooker himself in any way. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, good shot. He's played that well.
So he needed that frame, didn't he? I mean, he lost the previous 6, so he has to keep in touch somehow with Mick, but Mick's still only 3 away, although he's reduced his arrears to 8-5.
Yeah, difference between obviously 8-5 or 9-4.
Yeah,
9-4 is a long way back. 8-5, not the end of the world, and obviously a lot of people will be thinking that that's it. Mick only needs 3, and but anything can happen.
Yeah.
And like you see with Shaun's speed, he could rattle off the next 3 frames in the next 4 minutes. So it's still one I wouldn't want to call. Yes, obviously Mick's favourite. He's 3 frames ahead, but this still goes close for me, and I don't know. I've still got a sneaky feeling that Chippy's going to come through this one and shock a few people. And if that's what Kapow says, well, I'll tell you now, 9 bets from 11 were successful yesterday. So Kapow is going strong. Very, very lucky. Obviously, not lucky enough because I do not have any of Max Nosko. And don't think I've mentioned that yet, but Yeah, slightly going.
Frame. Shaun's great. Turn 8 frames to 5. Time running.
There we go. Shaun breaking from the centre as usual. Smash. Actually not made a ball there.
No, that's doesn't seem fair, doesn't it, sometimes? So, looking at the lay of the land, both colour sets are fairly open. Looks as if he's taken the yellows though here. He's trying to cut back this yellow into the yellow pocket.
Yeah, that's probably...
10 seconds.
You could say that because of the red on the top rail, but obviously a player of these quality,
Yeah,
that red on the top rail is not
there's
an
options
issue.
for both,
not an
isn't
issue.
there?
Is he cutting the yellow or is he taking the red?
It's hard to tell, isn't it? If he's
Can we get a different camera angle? I might have to wake Paul up a minute. No, that one's no good. Try another one, Paul. Yellow.
Yeah, so he was going for the yellow. So
Don't worry about it, Paul. That's right, mate. We'll guess. Paul's going to be a little bit slower now. He's just had his cheeseburger and chips, so he might not quite be up to speed. Bit of barbecue sauce by the side of your mouth, Paul. There you go, lad.
Time running.
yeah, so everything's set up now for Mick.
So Max Nosko has just entered the arena. I've just clocked his attention. So if I can get an answer for you guys, give me a second and I will get an answer. Give me a second. Kapow will get the answer for you.
So Mick is just going to drop the yellow in here.
So guys, I've got the answer for you. So if you bear with me, I will give you the info you're after on Max Nosko from the horse's mouth. Get this frame out of the way.
Yep, so
Frame.
easily done.
There we go, 9-5 Mick Hill. So like I said, Max Nosko just entered the arena. So I put myself on mute, which probably pleased you all. I had a quick little chat with Max, and he has confirmed that he has 25% of himself in the cow cutter. So if he has 25% of himself, probably not too difficult to do the maths. 6,600 as it stands. So therefore he's looking at a return of 1,650 if he wasn't to progress. And like again, if he was obviously best non-elite, that would turn into 3,300. So that's not a bad little return. You know, he went for 650. He's bought 25% of himself at about 162 quid. Not a bad return. And obviously the way he's playing, you know, you've got to be a brave person at the moment to say he's not going to go any further because he's flying. So there you go. There's your answers.
Let's have a quick look on the match, the other tables. Mark Farnsworth's now 7-6 up on Craig Marshall. I think wasn't Craig 6-3?
6-5 up Craig Marshall.
6-5, so Mark's turned that around, and Phil Harrison's now 9-5 up on Drew Hughes. God,
Wow.
that's a break.
God, what's going on there? 2 yellows and a red.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that.
So a little thin red to the top right.
I think he might even try to get on.
Oh, there you go. Caught it thick.
Oh, and it's an open table.
Caught it thick.
Wow.
Big opportunity for Shaun now. Now, obviously this has happened a couple of times during the match, and Mick's been very punishing to Shaun. Now Shaun needs to return the favour now, and he's going to have the shark rack removed first.
Yeah.
That's just going to give him. It's going to give him 30 seconds just to compose himself, map out his route, work out which way he's going to go. So he's definitely going to have to mark the black. Is he marking the red as well? No, just the black. Or maybe not. I'm not sure what he's marking.
I don't know, I've not read the referee's textbook.
There you go, he's marking the black. Steady hands. Don't slip now.
Time running.
Okay, so Shaun surely has to fully capitalise on that mistake from Mick if he's going to make any inroads into this 9-5 deficit. Another unexpected miss in this match. That's disappointing. I think he's on it. I think Mick was trying to get onto the bottom yellow there. Needed it to come down a little bit further down the table. Oh, it did go. It did go. Wow. Happy days for Mick Hill fans. Shot there. We saw on the camera angle before that the black will go into the bottom right hand pocket. It does going between those two reds. The way Mick was lining that up there, it looks as if he's just going to set himself up for a double of some sort.
Second. Extension call.
That's a nice shot from Mick there. Yeah. He may have to change plans, though. He's he's going to have to look at potting the black into the middle.
Yeah, he's either going to try and cannon the red or slide past that red. Cannon the red. Oh, he's not even going that far. There you go, look. Good enough. Add the perfect line, draw it back. Cut the black into the middle. That will take him to 10-5. There we go. 10-5 ahead.
Yeah, that was a...
And same again, even that last yellow is, it looked easy. But that's because Mick makes it look easy. There's a lot that can still go wrong with that shot. So, something's going to have to change for Shaun to get back into this one. Obviously, Mick is on the hill.
Yeah, he's on. Very good.
That's as good as you're going to get from Kapow.
Good
Mick is on the hill. So,
how much do we owe you for that?
Well, do you know what, I'm quite interested actually to go and see Jed and see what odds they give me on Chipperfield to win.
What is he in play then to win 6 frames?
In play to win the next 6 frames and win the match? Christ. Off of Jed, you're probably going to get something like 6-1, but it should be more like 20-1, shouldn't it? 25-1?
Yeah, I'm just thinking if you double it up at a certain price each time. Anyway, these are the scores of the other matches going on around the arena. You've got Phil Harrison, who's on the hill, and, two of the biggest names of the sport, Phil Harrison and Mick Hill there. Are they going to be colliding later on today? Talking about big names, we've got big names in the opening in the first match there between Mark Farnsworth and Craig Marsh. Now Mark's taken the lead.
Well, I can jump in on there because what will happen is Max Nosco plays the winner of Drew Hughes and Phil Harrison. So it's going to look like, at the moment, it's looking like Max Nosco, Phil Harrison in one semi-final. And the other semi-final will be Mick Hill versus either Mark Farnsworth or Craig Marsh. So the only time that Harrison and Hill could possibly meet is in the final.
It's in the final.
In the final, there you go. Kapow brings it to you live.
Cutting edge reports. So I think Shaun's not going to waste any time here. I think he's just probably going to let his arm go a little bit. He probably realises that it would take some massive effort, and it would take some errors from his opponent.
This is gone. 20 seconds. It's gone. A little bit further than he wanted. There you go.
This is going to be the quickest frame on stream of the weekend, I would think.
Job done.
No danger. So within the blink of an eye, Shaun,
what was that, 25 seconds?
Well, it'll be interesting to time that. That's certainly the quickest frame I've seen on the mainstream table this weekend. And Shaun was like that, wasn't he? When he won the World Championship, he was just he was relentless. And I think because he was playing on the bigger table, because they were playing on like the 8th table, yeah. I think that suited him a bit more.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around. And
so we can confirm that over on table number 3, Phil Harrison has just completed an 11-5 victory over Drew Hughes of Wales. So Phil Harrison, the former world champion, the winner of our last event, the Strachan Cup last month, is through to the semi-finals. And what a story that would be if Phil was to come through and win this event, especially after losing his opening game.
Wow, two in a row would
Friday
be something.
Afternoon.
2 in a row would be something special. But obviously, he now runs into Max Nosko, who is going to be
He's
full of confidence. 11-1 victory over Jack Whelan. That is going to be
an interesting game, isn't it?
That'll be massive. And whilst we're there, to be fair, let's give a shout out for Drew Hughes, because what a tournament Drew Hughes has had.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I was about to say,
excellent tournament.
We know Drew's an accomplished player already. You know, he's. I think he's a professional on the IPA circuit. We know how good Drew is, but
he is. Yeah, and I was chatting to Ben Davis about him earlier on, and what Ben Davis was saying was, you know, he's always had the ability, always had the talent. The difference at the moment is, he said he's really practicing. He's putting in the effort. He's putting in the time, and a lot of the guys who know him well, which I don't.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys have said every single round, those prices on Drew Hughes are massive. He's going to go far, and they were right. He's done really, really well.
So Mick Hill's break, he's hoping that this will be the last break of the match.
That's another big one, isn't it?
And I would say that this match is possibly over, because he can pop the yellow in top left-hand pocket there. It would take us. He'll make sure of this, because obviously this is to put him into the semi-final. It would be Mick's second semi-final on the series. He missed the opening event, which was the Jason Owen Open in May last month. He got to the semi-finals before going out to Phil Harrison.
Yeah, for me, he takes these out without a doubt. These are gone, and
well, they're usually bread and butter to him.
Oh, these are gone. This is going to go top left. He's going to stun it off the side cushion. Here it comes, back across.
Yeah.
He's going to be absolutely plumb on his next yellow. This is game done. He's got options. Can take it whichever way he wants. He can take red to the bottom left. Sorry, yellow to the bottom left. He could have gone the other way. Another controlled stun shot.
Yeah,
and this is what you see with mixed finishes. You don't see a big, massive Q action and launching the white all over the place. It's just controlled. It's controlled. It's simple. It looks easy. Just another one.
So, I think the fat lady's singing now. So, after a sort of like a mid-match blip, the tournament favourite Mick Hill, bad neck and all, needs this black to complete an 11-6 victory over Shaun Chipperfield.
Job done, well done.
It's there, and
good match, really, really good match. Yeah, a couple of wild ones from Shaun.
There was a couple of worrying signs for Mick Hill and his fans earlier on in the game, but he sort of put his foot down on the accelerator when he needed to.
Where that match changed for me was when Shaun really put his foot down on the gas and he was flying. Now, if he keeps that going and doesn't let off the gas, you know, potentially you've got a slightly different outcome. But obviously a slight error. Mick then got in, took over, took control, and he does what Mick Hill does: comfortable, smooth. And once he went a couple ahead, it didn't really look like there was going to be any other outcome, was there?
Yeah. Well, thanks, Mr. Kapow, for
Mike.
coming into the box. I think we're going to have some sort of an interview, possibly with Mick or possibly with some of the other semi-finalists of the event. I'm not quite sure if it's going to be straight away. We're going to wait for the other table. There is still one more match to go on. But if you want to sort of stay tuned, there's probably going to be something in a few minutes' time. Apart from that, obviously the next round is going to be the semi-finals. So stay tuned, obviously, to our social media channels for the next on. Obviously, it won't be long, but like I say, please sort of stay online, because we'll probably do an interview with somebody at some point very shortly. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it, and speak to you soon.
Cheers, guys. Ta-da.
what I'll do is I'll do what I normally do, so I'll go in the central around the table, right, and then maybe we can like move them to the side and shoot there. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine.
So obviously you've got your shots finished, which is at the edge of the table line, and then we'll say, right, never, I'll just make an issue, we're going to never do it on an angle, for instance. And then try and get
Good pictures of
just show the camera. You know this lighting? Yeah. That one there before, and it's must be switched off.
It was on there. It was there, but I don't know what it switched off. But then the stream view.
That's what it is with top.
Because I'm not bothered about being on it, it's just on, it's probably better, it's off, you left it there, the screen behind, so it lights a trophy.
Well, they said the lights see, but what it does now, say for instance, if I want to show off and you want the crowd, this is all, that's perfect, it's about the clock, expression, then when it's the people, they're please step back, not pop, you don't want somebody
Yeah.
All right.
Just tell them to turn 17 off, I'm happy with that.
17?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, Mick, you're through to the semi-finals. A good win over Shaun Chipperfield. How do you think it went for you?
Well, in all honesty, I think the pool gods was with me there because I think it was like kind of 4-2, and from my perspective, I'm kind of thinking I'm supposed to be 6-0 up. I'm 4-2 down, and that's because I potted off my breaks and Shaun didn't, and they were genuine chances. But what I sort of said to myself at 4-2 is that nowadays, I don't know how you find it, but I know I'm prone to throw a sort of an iffy match in at some point. That's probably because I'm not doing 4 or 5 hours a day or whatever, and so every now and again I know it's coming, but because I know it's coming, I don't get anywhere near frustrated like I used to when it used to come. And probably, as mad as it seems, before when I believe I was playing better pool anyway, that's up for anybody else to say, but I think I was playing better pool before. But I may have lost a match like that because your expectation changes, as you know, and you're not pinpoint, and you lose frames you shouldn't, and it drives you mad. Now I can kind of laugh it off a little bit better, so I think maybe my level's not quite what it used to be, but my temperament's much better.
Which balances it out a little bit.
Which balances it out a little bit, and I think not to... certainly wouldn't compare myself to Ronnie O'Sullivan, don't get me wrong, but I think if you look at how his career's gone over the last 4 or 5 years, when sort of people are perceiving that he's so tough to beat now. I know John Higgins said that about him. It's because he's kind of laughing off the bad shots type of thing, whereas maybe when he would feel that he was at his peak, maybe 10 years ago or something, it drives him mad when he misses an easy ball. So, yeah, and I think from Shaun's perspective, he would probably feel like it maybe was one that got away, and I mean the pool gods certainly weren't on his side as far as the break was concerned. He was breaking flush centre, which, okay, you could maybe say he could have mixed it up a little bit, but he was hitting them good, and he wasn't getting anything. And then he missed the odd ball that he wouldn't miss, but that's a domino effect from the fact that he's frustrated because he's not making balls off good breaks. So I think, in all honesty, there, if Shaun does well, I got a bit lucky there, mate, to be honest.
Well, obviously you're the favourite for the tournament. You're still in, so you've got every chance of taking the title home and the £13,000, which will be a nice payday for you should you go that far. Yeah, well, I've just, as I said to you the day, I've never really been one for following pool stuff, but I kind of, even when I find myself playing, I'm asking a mate of mine who's come to watch me, Ryan, what's the scores in the arena, mate? He's so and so. So it could well be. I think Mark's 9-6 up, or he was 9-6 up on Craig. Yeah. That doesn't mean to say he's won, of course, but so it's going to be potentially Mark, maybe Craig, and then I believe Phil looked like he was about to win. I don't know if he has. I think he's won. I saw his case on the table. And
he plays Max. So in all truth, I'm at the semi-final stage, but in all honesty, because of the hurdles that are in front, I'm probably no closer than what I was 3 or 4 matches ago, I suppose, in that sense. But I'm just happy to, the old cliche, I'm just happy to be here, really.
And you mentioned about the break, and it didn't really work for Shaun and work for you. And there's obviously debates going on social media about a certain break that's been bought in. What's your opinion on that break? And
well, I kind of, it's a bit of a grey area, and I tell you for why. I'm not necessarily sure it's right on him per se, if you like, but on another side of the coin, it's like when you watch a game of snooker. Nobody's saying that you've got to chip off the end red and send the cue ball back to bulk. And in modern day snooker, the amount of times they leave a long red and somebody knocks one in and they lose the frame off it because the long potting's so good these days, it happens all the time. But you still don't see them coming to cushions and rolling into the back of the pack to stop doing it. Yeah. And I'm not saying that the world snooker would say that you can't, but is there a degree of, I watched a clip. Richard Wharton sent me a clip the other day, and it was a snooker clip. And Stephen Hendry was playing Ricky Walden. And Ricky Walden has tried to come out of the snooker, and he's come like 4 cushions, not quite hit the ball, foul, 4 and a miss. Now Hendry could have probably took about another 30 points off this foul because it was tough to get out of. But he didn't, and he didn't take the miss, and he played a safety shot. So that is like, rules are rules, but it's almost like when it's not quite right, have we got the foresight to say, you know what, this ain't quite right? And I do feel like tapping the brake as such, it went a long time ago, didn't it, if we're trying to get the game to go somewhere?
I think it's 20 years out of date, to be perfectly honest, for what we're trying to achieve now with different rule changes. And you're back to the old EPA rules. You tap the pack, 2 balls come out.
Yeah, I think so. And as I said, I'm not necessarily saying one way or the other. And I can see, was it Liam?
It was Liam Dunster.
Yeah, I can see Liam's point of view. Don't get me wrong. Okay, if he's struggling a little bit and he's trying to find his B game, and he's just trying to grind it a little bit because he's not feeling that great about crunching the balls open. I do get it. I do understand it. But in all honesty, I can see the organiser's point of view as well from a tournament perspective. I believe, was it on a stream table?
On a stream table.
So it's on a stream table as well. I mean, maybe you may have let it go if it was on one of the other tables. I don't know, but we're here to try to promote the game, and I think season 1, irrelevant of who wins the tournaments, and I do genuinely believe this, if I don't win any tournaments, I don't win any, but I believe that this first season is a stepping stone, and we've all got to stick together.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we've all got to do what we perceive to be correct to attract some sponsors and go forward.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm kind of, I certainly believe now that I'm on that kind of sort of page of let's try and play this right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not necessarily play this because we want to grab the money, or let's not play this because we want to do whatever. Let's actually get this going somewhere, and then we can iron out a lot more of these problems moving forward.
The bigger picture, I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah, and that may well be. I mean, I've gone on quote and saying I really enjoy playing these rules because I feel like I'm a little bit long in the tooth to be playing 30, 40-minute tactical frames at World Rules. I'm kind of done with it. And I find myself going game a lot now at World Rules when I probably shouldn't, because I'm thinking, I'm not standing here for 40 minutes to try and win this frame. The World Championships, yeah, it's a bit different. But all the other tournaments, I ain't doing it because I don't want to be doing that anymore. I don't see any point of me playing the game if that's where I'm at. That's playing that's playing a different form of enjoyment of pool to me.
But I think you put that on the world rule side. You can get that in lots of different sets of rules. I mean, how you break sort of dictates how the match is going to be. And by doing the break that was implemented, which I said I've never seen it before to Liam. I hadn't seen him break like that. I knew he did a soft break because people had told me he does a soft break. But when you're clipping off one ball and then chopping that in the middle and only three are coming out the pack, for what we're all trying to get the game somewhere, it just didn't sit right with me. And I just think if we want to go somewhere, we all need to be together.
Yeah, and I agree with what you're saying. I mean, there was a time when Quinton, as we know, obviously great pool player, when he was playing snooker and he was smashing the reds open. And it was like, should he be able to do this? And there was actually a ruling in the rules that says, 5.2 or whatever, we believe that the game should be played in a certain manner, in a certain tradition, if you like, and therefore we don't believe it's playing to the best of your ability if you're smashing reds open, because we don't see this as snooker. Now here, I'll be honest, a lot of people have said to me this weekend, you don't seem to be hitting the break too well. Is it because of your shoulders? Is your neck playing up a bit? I said, no. I said, I always break like that at black ball rules, because the penalty of going in off is brutal. And in all honesty, it's amateurish. It's very amateurish, where somebody goes in off at this standard, somebody can chip a bad ball in the open and then continue. Is really, really mediocre in my opinion. I think it's really poor. Now, maybe if the black ball rules turn around and said, okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to adapt the one shot off the break, maybe one or two players might not feel like they want to tap the break. Maybe they might do it anyway. But I know certainly I take a bit off the break because I'm so afraid of going in off that it's brutal.
But we're not trying to take away any tactical side of it under these two rule sets we're playing at the minute. They play the world in the first two and then the black ball. We're not trying to take tactical away. We're just saying start the frame. Start the frame, now you judge how you play. If you take a long time in your match, you'll go on the clock. You're governed by your own style of play.
Yeah, no, I agree what you're saying, and on sort of with that, again, something that we spoke about, when you're playing two sets of balls, a set of red and a set of yellow, you are going to have stalemate situations where you're going to have to play tactical pool. Some people like it, some people don't. I've gone on record and saying, for what the shark rack was made for, is great. So whoever's made it, well done, because the purpose of why you've made it, it works without a shadow of a doubt. I quite like the regular rack because you get a few clusters and because you get a bit more pool involved. But going back to the Liam situation, in his defence he'd say, well, it's in the rule so I'm able to do it. But again, like we've said before, and you're asking pool players and it's difficult. We've had a lot of dealings with pool players over a lot of time. For pool players to do the right thing isn't always easy for them to do.
He's playing for a lot of money, and I get, we've all done it, we want to win, we will do everything we can to win. That's absolutely fine. But me as tournament director, I have to set the image for the series and try to say to the guys, I'm not telling you not to cover a pocket, I'm not telling you to play fast, slow, you will be put on the clock if your match is long, and also play the game in the manner it's set. I know in Black Ball rules, rule 1 is in a sportsmanlike manner. As tournament director, that isn't the manner I want the matches to start.
Well, I recall an occasion, it was in Jersey, it was about 2006. Mark Selby had rocked up. He was obviously a fantastic pool player in his own right. You know, he's not just a snooker player, as we know. We know how good he is at pool. And he played Ross McInnes in the final of Jersey, and Howard Miller made Ross McInnes smash the pack. He said, I don't want anybody. Ross obviously wasn't happy about it, rightly so. I get it, because he's playing Selby. He wants to tap the pack, of course he does. You know, doesn't want to get into a potting fest with Selby. I understand that. Ross wasn't very happy about it, from what I can recall. If he's listening in, he may even be able to comment on what went on. I don't know. But that did happen at Jersey. That happened at Jersey in 2006. I was there. Ross played Selby in the final. So it's not the first time it's happened. Again, that doesn't make it right. But obviously Howard Miller at the time is obviously also on the same page as you, said, well, this is the final. I don't know if it was being streamed or what. This is the final or whatever. And I deemed that this shouldn't be played with you tapping the pack. I think. Well, what was Liam's take on it?
He was absolutely fine. He just said, okay, what do I need to do? I said, well, we'll go with the 3-point rule. He says, could you explain that to me? So I pulled the referee in. I said, right, just explain the rule, the 3-point rule. So you need to pot a ball and make 2 go past halfway, or pot 3 balls, or whichever would work out that you make that rule. He says, okay, I'll just hit them a little bit harder then. And that's what he did. The next break, he did exactly the same break. 2 balls come past the middle. He potted the same ball in the middle bag, and the cluster still stayed there. So didn't change anything of what I was trying to achieve. He just found another way around it, which is something as a tournament we need to think about, because I don't think that's where we need to be going.
Do you feel that moving forward, again, I'm probably asking a question you might not want to answer here, are you looking to potentially next year not playing any of the existing rule sets? Or are you going to see how the last event goes?
The question that people are saying to me, what's the prize money? What's your format, and are you paying further down? It's very difficult to answer those questions, because I haven't got the sponsors in, I haven't got commitments of entries off the players, and I also haven't announced what we're doing, as you were asking, on the rules side of it. I know if I don't do a certain set of rules, I will get frowned upon in certain areas.
Make a good politician.
Yeah, try to be diplomatic. But I also think for the players, if they did take on the new rules and they like them, and they're not going to know until December. I know we've got a one-day knockout in November, but until December they're not going to know, and by that time I'm going to want them to commit. So it's very hard for me to make that decision yet, until the players have actually played the rules.
One thing I did want to ask you on record, because I am a bit of a traditionalist.
Yeah.
I'm a green cloth.
Yeah.
Person.
Yeah.
Are we changing or are we staying?
Right. It's been widely reported I want to go to grey. And it's also been well reported that I want to get you guys playing on a cloth, which I think we should be playing on. I've played tournaments for 20, 30 years on cloth, which is not the top grade that companies would put out there. So I want you to play on the best cloth and the best conditions. And I've been working with Strachan to get you that cloth. Now, it won't be a traditional green. I don't know if they'll bring out different colours of the new cloth they've made, but what I can tell you is I've tested the cloth. It's very good. It's very responsive. It's quick, and hopefully we'll be ready in 3 to 4 weeks, and we will know at the next series. If you like it, you'll be sat here saying.
So we will be playing on it at the next event.
I'm led to believe it'll be ready in 3 to 4 weeks. That is out of my hands, but it'll either be this cloth again. I'm not the manufacturer. They've told me it's in the loom, and the plan is to get that grey cloth for the next event. And I can assure you it's a very good cloth. Okay, thanks very much. Good luck to the semis. And before we finish, I think the one thing we should say, if it is Mark, it'll be a match which I think the viewers want to see, because they'll always say, "Oh, these two should play a money match." And
I think I had a feeling you might have to sort of set the record straight. Obviously, there's a lot of talk on social media, etc., etc., etc. Now, just so that you know once and for all, because it doesn't really always come across easy on Facebook, right? This is my perception of pool, and you can have your own perception. So I'm talking, you know, to you as the public here. I see myself as a professional pool player. Mm-hmm. A professional pool player that sits here in his trousers, in his shoes, with my logos, which I get very looked after by the sponsors. They look after me very well. They're great to work with. All the ones I've got on my shirt, as you see now. And I see myself as a professional player. I don't see myself as a gambling pool player.
No,
right.
Just,
no, but
let me just cut in for
okay.
a second. I wasn't saying on the censored talk of money matches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that side.
Yeah.
I just know because you're one of the greats of the game. Mark is the #1 ranked player on
Yeah.
on the IPA,
Yeah.
and we know there's going to be tension in the match in the sense that you're both going to want to win.
Yeah.
Well, just your thoughts on that. I mean, nobody's asking you to go and play anybody.
No,
I didn't mean it that way.
But I mean, I know that obviously the social media how it works, and you know, I think the you know, just to go into that a little bit more. Obviously, there has been a little bit of needle there, like Mark said he'd had with Tom a little bit as well. I think what this tour has done. You know, nobody's saying anybody's going to be best of friends or whatever, but me and Mark spoke today. Mm-hmm. He knocked the ball in against Tom at 10-8. I thought it was a great shot. I said, great shot, Mark. Oh, cheers, Mick. He's probably thinking, well, that's a bit of... But I think we're done. Do you know what I mean? I think everybody's sort of done. Nobody's going to... There's not necessarily going to be any wedding invitations, but I think everybody's sort of done. You've put together what you've put together. Everybody's come together in the same room again. And I think everybody's moved on. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually more looking at the game. If it was happened to be or Craig, because he's a top player in the iPad. I'm actually more looking and thinking. I actually want to enjoy the game, and I actually want to see where I'm at this moment in time. He obviously and Craig, they know where they're at because they're playing a hell of a lot of pool and they're playing tournaments all the time.
Well, they do, but in reality, you've got 2 sets of tours. Not everybody's playing together. This is the first time they will find out where they're at. So now he can play you.
Yeah.
He can play Tom Cousins.
Yeah.
He can play Phil Harrison and other players, Marshes, Davises, and whoever else you want to mention.
Yeah.
Dunsters, Gillespies. You will all know at the end of the year where you're at, which I think is important.
Yeah, I do agree with your point, but I feel like if you won the first tour, I think yourself, but if Tom and Phil, who you would maybe perceive to be from the UK tour, would be the top 2 players here. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying they are, but let's just say they are. They will have played a lot of matches against each other, so they pretty much know where they're at. Mm-hmm. I mean, Phil pretty much plays every week. He knows where he is. Yeah. If Mark's playing the likes of Marshy and Ben and Ronan and Boyle and all these lads every week in the Premier League, and he's winning, he pretty much knows where he's at. Mm-hmm. I would probably say out of all the elite players here, mm-hmm. I am probably the one that doesn't know quite where he's at, mm-hmm. because I haven't played a competitive pool tournament since the World Championships, except for here, mm-hmm. and I didn't play any of the like the Bens and the Marks and whatever, and Boyle and whatever. Mm-hmm. I did play Phil and I got thumped. So yeah, I think I'd more like to go into it and feel like a little bit of gauge of where I am. But certainly at the end of it, definitely where I feel like I'm at now and where I'm at with Paul. If he wins, I'll just shake the bloke and say, well done, good luck in the final. That's where I'm at with it. Yeah. So I'm like, I couldn't be any more clearer of that and any more honest. I'm done. I'm here to pop the balls. If I win...
Well, that's why I took it away from the social media side where people are talking about $100 grand money matter. I'm not interested in that. I just wanted your perspective of playing an elite player where there has been a bit of needle because I used to have it with a Rob McKenna type match when you would play. People want their matches. You don't everybody to be best of friends because that doesn't sell tickets and stuff like that.
And I realise that now. I realise that we've brought a lot of people into one room with different personalities, different outlook on things. different things going on in life, different perceptions, and all these things. And I feel like for years, I was very opinionated, and I always wanted to try and force my opinion on someone if I thought it was right. Found it really difficult to see it from somebody else's perspective, etc. So, you get a little bit older. I'm 38 now. You get a little bit older, and you know what? If you've got a different view or a different opinion to me, so be it.
Mm-hmm.
I've got mine, you've got yours. I'll listen to yours, you listen to mine. If I like what I hear, I might change mine. If I don't, I'll stick with the one I got. And I just feel like as you get that little bit older, you just sort of think, whatever, let's just crack on.
But it's great to hear your views on pool. I'd love to get more players in to hear their views, or even get you and Mark sat in the same room here and talk to people,
Why not?
or whoever,
If it's after the semi-final, if he happens to win and I've lost, I'll still come in.
Yeah,
whatever.
fantastic.
Okay,
Appreciate your time, mate.
Cheers.
Cool.
All the best.
Okay, we're through the quarter-final stages and we'll get the semis on shortly.